Hello, everybody. Let's talk. So I put a meme, a message, a post, if you will, on social media that if you are severely mentally ill, that you should not be allowed to vote. Now, people took this as a personal offense or whatever. I got all kinds of feedback to the negative, mostly because they misunderstood my intent. So what I meant by that statement was not if you're mentally ill. I mean, you're looking at a guy with PTSD among 1,000 other things. No, I did not mean that type of mentally ill. What I meant was if you are living in a fantasy world where you can be a cat or sexually attracted to UFOs, or you believe Donald Trump is a king, or you feel you're so repressed by an imaginary addict or imaginary. I mean, the people I'm talking about are the people who really are out there. People who believe that you should call them by a pronoun that doesn't fit them. For example, a woman who wants to be called them. A woman wants to be called them. Them is a plural pronoun, and I've been over this, trying to teach a little bit of grammar. But no, they're still out there. People who want to wear a mask because they coughed. They don't want anybody else to cough on them. People who believe it's all right for the government to impose mandates that are far beyond just protection and are actually taking away the civil liberties, the basic freedoms of life, like the freedom to hang out with your family or the freedom to speak your mind. Okay, so those are the people that shouldn't be able to vote, shouldn't be allowed to vote. They should be tested. You test people to drive cars. You test people in a way to be able to purchase guns. So why not test them to see if they're able to vote? That's my thoughts. Now, of course, I'm going to get all kinds of feedback, and actually I love feedback, so bring it, Tell me how evil I am. Tell me how wrong I am. While you're doing that in your little cat suit, pretending that Donald Trump is a king at a protest with your mask on, after getting your jab and the 27 boosters, just remember, America, the United States of America, was built on the concept of no kings. The United States of America was built on the concept of freedoms. For those of you who really are confused, beyond the shadow of a doubt, and cannot get better, will not do your research, then you shouldn't be allowed to vote. Simple. Because you're going to vote somebody in because you don't like how I speak, how I act, how I live my life. Then you're voting for the wrong reasons. If you're going to vote against a man who's trying so hard to save America just because you don't like him, irregardless of whether he can do the job, then you're voting for the wrong reasons. If you're voting to implement control in America against people's wishes and wills, you're voting for the wrong reason. First Amendment, freedom of speech, press, assembly, and religion. Second Amendment, right to bear arms. These are the two battle points, if you will, between the two existing presidential parties. The two political parties that are fighting right now for our governor seats, for our presidential seats, for our Senate seats, Congress seats. That's what they boil down to. First and Second Amendment. And I'm not telling you if you're against the Second Amendment that you should vote, that you shouldn't be able to vote, because that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying we're already guaranteed those liberties, not by the government. The First and Second Amendment weren't given to us by a government. They're just guaranteed by our Constitution. The First and Second Amendment were given to us upon the creation of our life. I don't care if you're an atheist or if you're Catholic or a Wiccan. I don't care if you're a Protestant or a Buddhist. Those two amendments are basic liberties that are given to all of the world of people. Now I'm going to get some more chatter because, oh wait, they've outlawed guns in Australia and it's going fine there and blah, blah, blah. No, for one, it's not going fine. I mean, they're ordering beekeepers to kill off their bees, perfectly healthy bees, and the people have no way to stand up against this government there. So no, it's not going fine, but that's not what I mean. The right to bear arms does not mean the right to own guns. The right for freedom of speech, press, religion, and assembly does not guarantee the right to protest, especially not violent protests. It gives you the right to assemble, peaceably assemble. I can have arms without having guns. I can have swords, I can have knives, I can have rocks, I can have sticks. They're still weapons, if used properly. So for those of you out there who think I'm talking about my political views or nobody else can vote, that's not what I'm saying at all. Although there do seem to be a lot of cats and dogs and homosexuals, and I'm not saying homosexuality is bad in and of itself. What you do in your bedroom is your problem, not mine. What I am saying is stop trying to push it on everybody else. Go ahead and vote. Please vote. But don't vote if you are living in such a fantasy world that you can't tell the difference between reality and your fantasy. Love to all. I'll talk to you tomorrow.